And for the benefit of those of you joining us elsewhere in the country, last weekend's Sunday Politics Midlands featured candidates for the Brexit Party, Change UK, the Green Party and the Liberal Democrats. It's just a couple of clicks away on the BBC iPlayer. But let's begin, if we may, with a short, snappy answer from each of you in turn, given that there's so much of a debate about whether these elections should really be happening at all. What can you say to inspire the voters to turn out on Thursday and vote for your party? Ernie Warrender, it's your first time on this programme. UKIP campaigning to get in order to get out, if I can put it that way. Why should voters turn out for you?
Well, because it's the only established democratic party that's consistently had a single message, a party with a complete manifesto, and that message is leave. It wasn't a tricky question. We all understood what 17.4 million people understood what the word leave meant. They did. So that's why I would like people to turn out, vote for myself, who live and work in the West Midlands.
When it came to voters here having a say on EU membership, the Leave share of the vote in the West Midlands was higher than anywhere else in the country.
Hello Brussels, it's Birmingham calling here. What a fantastic election you're putting on for us this year. When we last had one, back in 2014, UKIP topped our poll here in the West Midlands. They picked up 3 MEPs. Labour came second, they got 2 MEPs. The Conservatives came third, they got 2 MEPs as well. So looking ahead to this year, we have 7 parties standing. 2 new entrants, Change UK and the Brexit Party. But who will grab top marks, who will grab first place?
Let's bring in UKIP now, because, I mean, I've said before that this could turn out to be a fight to the death between UKIP and Nigel Farage's Brexit Party, given that they are apparently, according to polls, and I mustn't harp on about polls, but they are consistently seen to be somewhere in the 30, 33, 35% of the polls, whereas UKIP down there, well down in single figures. So this really could be a crunch moment for UKIP, an existential moment in terms of survival.
Yes, I mean, I take your point, and Nigel has brought a little bit of colour to this election with this kind of American-style campaigning, with a phenomenal amount of money, an unlimited budget, which we don't have. But what we do have is 25 years of history with a single focus on this. And we talk about no deal. No deal is a dreadful thing. Well, if anybody's got one of these, it's an iPhone. Written on the back, it says, designed in California, assembled in China. Neither of these countries have a deal per se with the EU. They seem to get by. I seem to be able to buy it.
Let me bring in another brand which is designed and made here, which is Jaguar Land Rover cars. And of course, viewers to this programme have heard us rehearse again and again the issues about integrated supply chains. Ralph Spaeth, the boss of the company, says that he needs open access to those European markets, and that with a hard exit from the European Union, it will be impossible for many businesses in the automotive industry simply to survive.
I am actually a businessman, a rarity, a politician who actually has a job as well. And I deal extensively. I'm one of the 5% of British businesses who deal in the EU. And I went to our Italian partners and they said to me, look, we've been trading for 30 years. No politicians are going to stop that, because they know I can actually buy their product elsewhere, Patrick. People like JCB, who are also in the West Midlands, have come out very strongly. You will always get this because well, David Cameron's broken Britain that he kind of created has divided people, because instead of the referendum being a defining moment, once in a lifetime, I mean, it was explained very clearly, the door was left ajar and people have kept pushing at it.
Let me bring Ernie back in at this point, because
I
have spent a little bit of the last few days travelling around North Gloucestershire, which is one of our very strong Remain supporting areas. And one thing that they're saying, I was talking to a campaign called Cheltenham for Europe. The name on the tin is pretty clear what they want. And they say that one of the big things about the European Union is it hasn't really blown its own trumpet sufficiently about what it has been doing in the Midlands in terms of investing in the economy, regeneration, infrastructure and so on. And so people are not sufficiently well informed actually about all the benefits that European Union membership gives us.
Really? Well, I've seen the big boards that say funded by the EU, which make me smile. They should actually say funded by us giving you a bit of your money back. The EU don't actually have money. They have what we, Germany and perhaps France, give them occasionally. I think the EU have put enough money into undermining democracy in this country to fill a boat. And I mean, listening to Labour and Tories squabble about this, this is exactly the reason. The shareholders, because I'm a businessman, I look at this from a business point of view, the shareholders gave the board of directors, the MPs, a very clear message. And the board of directors, 77% of them voted Remain. They did not want to do it. So they're not going to do it. They will not give us a sensible Brexit that the latest Comres poll shows 63% of Brits want.
Some of the heavy hitters from yesteryear, Tony Blair last week, John Major and Michael Heseltine this week have been saying that the centre ground in British politics is disappearing. Is this not the reality now, that we're heading for either no deal or no Brexit?
Heavy hitters or has-beens? I mean, you know, listen, Tony Blair...
They got further to the centre of government than anyone from UKIP did. So
well, I'll give you that.
OK. In answer to the point,
which is...
Are we heading for a no deal or no Brexit, no middle ground?
I think, judging from what I'm saying and from what I'm hearing from other people in the European parliaments, they're trying to just keep this trundling along. We did say, Gerald Batten said 4 years ago, and this is quite important, before this happened, that we would have a referendum, we'd vote to leave, and the establishment would move heaven and earth to stop it.